to draw the letter U animal with you today. But before we get to that, as always, let's check out our awesome drawings that were sent from yesterday. Yesterday was letter T day. We did a turtle, specifically a sea turtle. So we have some items for us to share. I like this one. You can see the little baby sea turtle swimming with the mama. Nice job. We have Coraline making another royal animal as usual. I like that crown on there. Very creative. All those bubbles and hearts. Lucas, I love that you added the little scuba diver. Looks like a fish or a shark up above. Very cool. Lucas's sister. Lots of fish swimming in the ocean. It looks like you, the scuba diver, as well. Very cool. I like all those colors. Addison, so glad that you drew with us the other day. Addison is my cousin's daughter, which I guess would make her a cousin or a second cousin. But I'm so glad to see that you have drawn along with us. You did a great job on your sea turtle. Awesome. Here we have Caleb. Caleb made his sea turtle hatching out of an egg. Awesome job. Also want to say, Caleb, nice haircut. I like it a lot. Been seeing lots of friends getting haircuts. It's looking good. Here we have Juliana. Oh, also another little scuba diver down here. Hi, Miss Blackburn. Well, hello, Juliana. Nice job on your sea turtle. Brother Nathan did a great job as well. I love the details, the time you took to do your coral and your seaweed down here. You did an excellent job, Nathan. Here we have another one. I think this was Andrew. I see there are pirates up here. Hopefully the pirates don't catch our poor sea turtle, though. Nice job, Andrew. And let's see, I want to come down here. I had a couple more sent to me on Google Classroom. Here we have Mia. I love all those bright colors. Nice job on your turtle, Mia. Your sister Juliana also did a great job. Looks like a big wave that turtle is swimming by. Juliana, again, she sent me both places. Nathan sent me both places. Here's Farrah. Farrah, great that you had drawn along with us. I like your turtle, and you took your time making all of that blue seawater. And I believe this one was Ethan's. Great job. Same thing. You took your time making all that seawater in the background. There's another one. Well done. Emma. Oh, I like all those greens you used on your sea turtle, especially all these cool textures and different greens that you mix together on the shell. That really makes it look cool. Xander, nice job. And those are the ones that I saw before I was able to start our video this morning. Today is letter U day, and I know a lot of you wanted to draw a unicorn, but to stay true to our project that we're working on here, a book about animals. Unfortunately, unicorns are mythological creatures. They're not actual real creatures. But I was able to find something similar to a unicorn. It is a creature that actually does exist, and it is called the unicorn fish. Unicorn fish live around coral reefs in the warm tropical waters of the Indian and Pacific Ocean. They eat mostly algae. And they have a frontal horn here, that bony horn, that actually resembles a unicorn that comes out from the top of their head. They are flat fish that are designed for swimming fast. And that horn-like appendage coming out from the top, it begins growing when a young fish reaches about 5 inches, and then that horn starts protruding outward. Usually the males have a bigger horn than the females. And some unicorn fish actually don't have a horn. It's more of just a bump on the front. Biologists and scientists, they don't really know what the purpose of the horn is. It's not used for defense. What they do know is on the back side of our unicorn fish here, there are spines back here by the tail. So we want to kind of remember that when we're drawing our unicorn fish. Definitely we're going to make the frontal horn here, but we are going to remember these 2 spines back in the back. It has also an amazing ability to change its color, almost like a chameleon. Depending upon its environment and its mood, its color can vary between grays and greens and yellows. There are all different colors of unicorn fish, all different types. Here you can see a lot of these are gray. This is the unicorn fish that's called the orange spine, but you can see it doesn't really have the horn on top that we're used to seeing. Some purples and pinks there. Lots of cool variations of it. There has a blue tail with that one has a really long horn. The one that I found that I think is very colorful, it looks mostly yellowish green, and then it has this bright blue here. I believe this was called the blue spine unicorn fish. So that's the one I want to try to focus on the coloring of when I make my unicorn fish. Again, they are living around the Indian and Pacific Ocean waters, a lot around Australia and the lower Asian countries there, and in India, around here. If we come way over here, there are 2 different species that live around Hawaii, and some you can see up there along the coast of Mexico. So that is where we would find our unicorn fish. So let's get right to it. I'm going to flip my screen around so I can draw the unicorn fish. Whoops, forgot to make my... Okay, forgot to get my paint screen ready there, but I think we're set now. We need to start off with our letter U. This should be an easy one for us. We just make a letter U. We're going to make a letter U inside. Connect it at the top. Connect it at the side. And then to make it into a block letter, let's extend our corner out and connect. Extend our corner out and connect. Mine's a little wobbly there. From that corner, I'm going to come down and curve right to the middle curve. And then from that side, I'm going to come down and curve until they touch in the middle. That's my U. It's looking a little wobbly. Now, for our unicorn fish, we're going to start off with a basic football shape. And I know often, sometimes when we do this shape at school, some of us have a trouble doing it. We make a really big rainbow line this way and a big smile line like this way, and then it ends up looking like a circle more than a football shape. So when we make our football shape today, let's really focus on making our rainbow and our smile spread out a little bit farther. So I'm going to make a rainbow line really spread out. So it's not going to be the top of a circle. And then the bottom part, we're going to really spread it out. And that's going to give us that football shape. So if you're having trouble with that, really focus on spreading out your lines, because I know sometimes at school we have problems when we make our rainbow and then we make our smile and it ends up looking like a circle. So really spread out your rainbow and your bottom smile line. That's going to be our basic shape for our unicorn fish. We just kind of have to add on to it now. What I am actually going to do is I'm going to erase just a little bit here in the back for its tail. And for its tail, I'm going to make, well, let's do it this way. Let's do a line down with a curve, and it almost looks like a backwards J. We're going to do the same thing, line up with a curve, like a lowercase r. And then I'm going to make that line go straight back, and then I'm going to put like a letter C inside there. It has these long top streamers almost at the top. We can make those even a little longer. And we can add some little lines in there just to make it look like it's a fin. What we do want to remember is those two spines that were at the back. We learned that the front, the horn doesn't really help defend itself. It's more the spines in the back. So to make those, I'm going to make a little smile and a smile on top. A little smile and a smile on top. And then I'm going to put a circle around it. All right. Now we need to give our unicorn fish some fins. So I'm going to come to the front, put a little line up. I'm going to come to the back and put a little line up. And then I'm going to connect those with a curve. And then I'm going to put a line at about the middle and a line at the back and connect those. And then I'm going to put little lines. They're not touching the top. They go about from the middle down to the fish. And same thing on the bottom, little lines. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a bunch of rainbow lines to connect each of those. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. Little rainbow lines to connect all of those little lines. And then at the bottom, I guess they would be smile lines, not rainbow lines, but doing the same thing. All right. Now, notice our top fin is larger than our bottom fin, and that's because there's actually a fin that it uses for steering down here, almost like a rudder. So we're going to make a curved line down and back up, and you can put little lines there if you want. And then it has a great big fin on the side. So I first want to give my fish a gill. And so I'm going to make it's almost going to be a backwards letter C that's really stretched out. So a little line like that. See how it looks like a backwards C? And then I'm going to make a line that goes up diagonal and down diagonal, and then connect it with another curved line. And that's going to be the fin on the side of the fish that helps it steer. And again, we can put some little lines on there, make it look like a fin. And then let's give it a great big fish eye. And for the fish, we're only going to see one eye. We learned that this was a flat fish, so one eye would be on this side of the fish. The other eye we can't see. It's on the other side of the fish. Okay. Now, since it is a unicorn fish, we get to add that horn on. And you can kind of decide. We know the unicorn fish, that horn grows. So you can decide how long you want yours. And it's just a curve out and back. And I'm going to get my little eraser to make it go into the fish. It's not sitting on top. We also need to give our fish some fish lips. So I'm going to put a little line there, and then I'm going to curve it to connect to the front. and curve it to the back. So a little line, and then I curved on the top and curved on the bottom. That was kind of hard to see since it was so small in there. All right, and again, since this is an underwater scene, we know that the unicorn fish likes to live in warm tropical waters around coral, so many of us drew coral yesterday for our sea turtle. So you can continue to draw different bright pieces of coral and seaweed. They like to eat the algae on the seaweed as well. I'm putting little dots to make it look like there's a texture on my coral there. Maybe I'll put some other coral over here. Coral can be all different colors. So you might want to try making it a little bit different than the way that you made it yesterday. So next up, let's get some color in here. Gonna get my bright ocean water and use some bright colors for my coral and the ocean floor. Let's do it. Maybe an orange. How about that? And to make our fish, let me go back. What did it look like? Lots of a yellowish green. Looks like orange around the eye, and then the tips all have that blue, since this is called the blue spined one. So I'm going to use a different blue. Oops, on the edge. And then I need a greenish yellow for most of its body. You may make your unicorn fish with the colors that you would like. And let's see, do some of these. Let me get on that fin. All those little sections get colored in. And all my little sections at the bottom. And I want to make sure that I get the spines in the back. Pretty sure they were blue also. So I'm going to get those colored in. The little spine colored in. And its eye was like an orangish. And let's see, it does have some blue around in the other areas. So I'm going to put some blue just as some details along the edges. All right, oh, and I need to do my unicorn fish U. Maybe that'll look like some algae for it to eat. All right, bring this back over. Flip that around. All right, so I think our unicorn fish looks pretty good. Of course, you may color yours however you would like. You can add other details. You can add bubbles. You can add seaweed. You can add other sea creatures swimming around. But I think our unicorn fish looks pretty much like a unicorn fish. I've never heard of a unicorn fish before, and that's kind of what's been great about this project is learning new, interesting facts about animals. I hope you had fun drawing along with us today. Today was U. Tomorrow will be TUV. It's going to be letter V day. So as we come to the end of the alphabet, we have some interesting animals, I'm sure, that's going to pop up for V and W, X, Y, Z. Z might be easy. I know of an animal that starts with a Z right off the top of my head. But I hope you enjoyed drawing today. Have a great afternoon. Share your drawings along with me. I can't wait to see them. Thanks. Bye.